just have not really impressed me. Like, I don't think I've really seen a Timbersaw performance at TI just yet that has really kind of blown me away. I don't think I'm sitting there just being like, oh my god, like this Timbersaw hero looks absolutely broken. Like, it's good, but I really do feel like that he has not been kind of first pick material, which is exactly what Gunnar wanted. So this time around, we'll have to see what Nouns want to try and whip out when it comes to their own Timbersaw on Gunnar, who, again, as you said, needs to have this nice little start for them.
So out of the 8 Timbersaws that have been picked in this tournament, he's only won 1 game. And the only game he won was when he was playing support. Whenever he's played core at this tournament, he's lost.
That's hilarious. That is actually, that is very funny. Who won with it? The Timber support?
Shinkyu. We were doing the game.
Yes.
No, we weren't. It was the one that we weren't doing, on against game.
Yeah, one we weren't doing. Yeah, he went like Guardian Greaves first, right? And just
Yeah.
Ah, good old Shinkyu. Inflating hero stats. As always.
Not his. He's done that so many times over the years.
Yeah. The guy who literally had support Monkey King basically changed and reworked purely because he was the guy.
I will allow that for focus. Oh wait, we'll talk about it because Gunnar just ate a long duration arrow. Lost most of his HP here, and he will end up dying. Oh no, that was not supposed to happen. Worst case scenario. And they also stole the bounty rune right in front of his face. Oh boy. Oh boy.
It's a 50-50 trade, so it's not the worst for the bounty runes, but terrible start for Gunnar. I mean, it could have been worse. He could have died in lane and lost the first, 1 or 2 crit waves, but at least now he gets at least a crit wave of experience. They do give that extra first blood gold to 70, which is probably the worst person if you're a Nouns fan. Yeah. Getting this ball up early just means that this Sicky Napalm spam from 70 is just going to come all too quickly for Mr. Storm Spirit, who will... I mean, he's going to try his best with the stick, but we've seen Bat Riders really demolish these Storm Spirits early on, and it's all about that race to 6, I think, in this middle lane.
Radiant's couriers has been killed.
Let's see if they can get there and how quickly they can. Fortunately, this time around, Copy is not playing a hero where if 70 leaves... I mean, in the previous game, on paper, Nature's Prophet can show up, but he needs a few more things to go right. But if you're playing Storm Spirit, your lane should be fine. You'll be very geared to show up and have impact on the side lanes. And you certainly can in this game, right? Your supports, the top support has damage, bottom carry has damage. So no matter where you go as a Storm Spirit, you should be able to find kills.
Yeah, you definitely have lanes to rotate to, which is very important. He's got some pretty simple kills as well. Like the Mirana's going to be a pretty straightforward kill most of the time. I think the Bat Rider's also going to be a pretty easy kill with a +1. So should have some pretty nice lanes for him to try and get his face known on here for Mr. Copy. So Nouns not known for being 2-0'd. Definitely putting out a good foot forward here at the start of this game. They're not getting completely blown out when it comes to these lanes, but this first couple of minutes are going to be oh so important. I'm really going to be paying attention to Laylas.
Smart stuff from Yuma. He knows that Beyond didn't have the X at the time, so didn't just run straight back. Stutter stepped a little bit, and he'll be okay. Fly will eventually hit level 3. We'll give him the living armor, so Yuma will be fine.
I've always been interested with the change to Luna now, the fact that your innate is your Luna Blessing and you have levels to go into you guys early on about whether or not Lunas are going to be like holding a lot of their skill points early on. Because that, obviously like when you play like Span and Luna, these heroes that have like innate cleave, you want to try and not push the wave. But I guess because it does such minimal damage, it's probably not that much of an issue early on here for Yuma.
Should be fine for the most part. Top lane, how are things going for Gunnar? They need him to do well. They need Leelas to do well. And Leelas is level 2. Things are fine so far. Although Gunnar did tank that early death. Now he has the points into the reactive armor. And it's not like they're playing Enchantress or anything, so should be A-okay in the sustain department. Just get his farm. I think that should be the priority here. Just, you'll be like, you know what? Do we really want to be expending effort trying to harass Mirana Omni? No. Let's just get farm for Gunnar.
Try and go on a pod low, but it looks like he's okay. I think for Gunnar specifically, like this is definitely going to be a game where he is not expected to be kind of those carry Timbersaws. This is definitely a game where you just want to tank up, get yourself in towards a pipe, probably just like a Guardian Greaves and all that kind of stuff, and just provide these auras and just be annoying and try and get in the face of an Omni Knight who really cannot touch you in a lot of these team fights. So I think that's a big positive for Gunner. It's just tank up and just be in the face of these heroes that some of them who really cannot deal with you.
Yeah. Nice, much slower start, which is good for Nouns because they're not being blown out of any lanes. They're trading adequately, getting their farm up. And this is the kind of thing that they need to see for themselves. Unfortunately, although I'm not that big of a fan of the Luna, their lineup, their tri-core scales a lot better this game than it did in game 1.
Definitely. I think that's a big thing that we're seeing out of some of these teams when they get kind of outpaced by some of these other like faster, much better scaling lineups is they generally will default back to a lot of these other cores that can just kind of have a little bit more agency in the game. You will see like a lot of these offlaners go towards more of these carry style offlaners, and mid laners going back towards like your traditionals like SF, Invoker, Storm Spirit, all those kind of heroes that just actually scale a little bit more instead of going too hard in the semi-carry kind of category with, you know, Wind Ranger plus Nature's Prophet. Haven't been sold in that combination just yet here, Snare, so we'll have to see for the rest of TI about whether or not that's
No. Let's be honest. The combination is not the problem. You're just not sold on Nature's Prophet writ large.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, Beyond will just drop a torrent behind him just to create some space, but he's A-okay. It feels like nothing's gonna happen for a while. Ponlo is coming towards middle. ZZQ is here too. And Copy's out of mana, doesn't have level 6 just yet. They could actually go for this kill. 7E does have access right now to the Firefly, going over onto Copy, and they kill him off. Who is this legend who placed this ward? It was 7E. Somebody else bought it for him, but he made sure that as soon as they scouted the vision, he's like, guys, come middle, we will find this kill.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like an Omni Knight rotating as well. Like, what's going on? Like, why am I being ganked behind a T1 tower by an Omni Knight? Like, what is happening? Like, it's just they have such a good understanding about how their heroes are and these small timings as well, right? Because you can understand now for Copy, he's level 5.5, so he's getting very concerned about not having to pop that 6 just yet, and there's still potential for him to die once again with a flaming lasso.
Yep, 6 on. Oh my goodness. Leela's game-saving movement actually there from the Lion. 7E, halfway through the duration of the Firefly, about to end quite soon. They're going to chase down Fly instead, hope for the easier kill. And nobody else from Nouns is streaming in to help him just yet. Leela's looking potentially for the Earth Spike. We'll be able to find it, but it only connects onto Ponlo. So no way to save him. Maybe looking for a revenge kill onto ZZQ because Yuma has shown up, also having made the earlier rotation, baby. Okay, it turns out you do this now with the Luna. 7E has Firefly back online. Do they have the damage to kill him before he gets to the bottom of the cliff? They do not, and unfortunately, Copy did not find his level 6, so he can't even chase him with the ball lightning. Instead, he's gonna get chased back. Ponlo thinking about putting in the Fire Snap cookie, but he puts it in a defensive fashion just to bail 7E out of that little bit of trouble.
Oh, and they get the bottle refill back on 70 as well. Like, this is the problem with a lot of these universal heroes. It's just that they're just so tanky, man. Like, they're so tanky, they do so much damage. It's so hard to take them down. Like, Batrider, he had 21 charges. He's got 1,200 HP and a raindrop. And he had 21. Like, there's no way you're killing that guy. And you can just see that 70 completely understood the assignment there and was able to just continue the pressure going. Yes, they lose ZZQ, but I mean, it's an Omni Knight at that point. It just leaves a complete free 1v1 for Erica, as well as a Beyond in this offlane. Just means that these guys are able to get a whole lot more of this experience, and this is where you start to lose out just a little bit for now. You don't have that experience right now, especially with no clips.
Okay, drafting has just become a lot more difficult against Team Zero. If I see Batrider, I have to worry about it, and oh my goodness. Ponlo and Beyond.
Yeah.
They caught Yuma all by his lonesome. All this pressure that they've been applying mid has forced Nouns to respond to this area with their support, so no one was available to defend the Luna down bottom. That's huge. That's a big deal.
Yeah, they're fighting over this power rune as well.
Fly gets the shield rune, but 7E has Lasso and Firefly. They could try go for this one.
Copy's
only
low.
a level 4 Treant. Leelus is going to be good for the Earth Spike there. Turning back, Copy is in the river. Not the best place he wants to be, but does have level 6. Ball Lightning's onto the high ground. Ponlo's out of mana, so he can't chase for the Scatter Blast. Everybody will be allowed to walk away from this one. But
Although
while all this was happening, there was a solo kill top from Erica? What?
huh?
He solo killed Gunner.
Ah, solar flare. Very balanced ability, guys. Very, very fair and balanced that a Timber Saw can't lane against it at level 6. He does have max out Starstorm as well, so I'd imagine it's probably just a combination of a few harassing Starstorms into an arrow and then a solar flare. So, I mean, Team Zero, they're just playing so well. And, you know, there was a couple of moments there where Ponlo almost got the read with the ball lightning to hit the fire snap cookie. If he hit that, I'm giving this guy MVP of TI already. Like, it's just insane the way these guys are playing here on Team Zero. They're just getting some good reads. They're just understanding the map, and they're playing at such a high level right now that it is a probably pretty big shock to the system for some of these other teams going into these series, right? Like, you're looking at this Team Zero, you're like, yeah, they used to be the sister team of Extreme Gaming, so there's probably that interconnection with, you know, a lot of their training regimens and a lot of the ways they used to play, but ever since July, they've been kind of riding solo, and now coming into the International to be able to represent the org, they have gotten themselves to a position where they're looking like kind of top dogs.
They've literally spent the entire year falling short at like second, third in qualifiers for the various tournaments. The whole year, Fluke, the whole year.
Yeah.
The one tournament they qualify for is the International. And they say that if you get one shot, one opportunity, better not miss.
And that's exactly what they're doing right now. And I mean, getting themselves here as well, like, you know, falling in a lot of those qualifiers, they're falling to teams like Azure, who, you know, didn't get it, LGG, like all these big names that are, you know, hovering around in that Chinese region weren't able to make it. But Team Zero were, and they're taking the big scalp in Azure. And now they are, I mean, if you're Azure sitting at home right now, you're definitely sitting there with a smile on your face. Copy?
We lost to this, we're okay with it, it's fine. Yuma coming beyond, does have access to the Eclipse, throws it out, quite a bit of damage flying forth, but ZZQ pops the Guardian Angel, has some heals, they're all still alive on Team Zero. Copy doesn't want to be involved that much in the fight anymore, as Erica has shown up, threw out an arrow, but it only connects onto Fly. Somehow though, between the Coco Rum, the heals from the Omni Knight, he didn't even have the GA. Everyone's fine, very cool.
That was the weirdest 5v5 I've ever seen. Everyone used ultimates and there was stuff happening, but like nobody died. Like, it wasn't like there was people like really whiffing. Like, Beyond went on Laylis in the background. He like boat torrent comboed him, didn't get the kill onto that. Copy was kind of poking and prodding. There was no Guardian Angel that was used. There's no Sapphire Cookie. So it was just like a lot of people were kind of just there, just staunching each other, and nobody died. So it was kind of just a giant waste of time for everybody at that point.
Strange fights. One that I think Team Zero will be happy with. But on the bright side for Nouns, this time around, they're the ones that have the Treant Protector. So they can start working on bringing this Tier 1 tower back to scratch once we have Living Armor. For now though, Living Armor not needed because we have Nature's Grasp and some right-click damage thrown out onto Ponlo when we kill off the Snapfire. Very nicely done. Erica also ends up getting bursted in the top lane. Lelis showing up for the first finger of the game, gets an additional stack for himself too. So although they lose the tier 1 mid, you get some kills on the side lanes. I think that's worth it for Nouns right now.
Bro, he's got the Fist of Death too. Let's go, Lelis. Slaxon's probably hyped up right now. I don't know, is the other facet even any good? Is Fist of Death kind of what you need to go? Let me just have a quick look live and Essence Eater. Mana Drain. No, the other one is actually just better. I think Lelis is just having a bit of a goof in the gaff this time around, but is what it is.
He's probably thinking to himself that, look, we're bottom of the group no matter what. Let's just have a good time.
Let me play Fist of Death for the first time in a competitive match and see if it sucks.
Rather find out now than in the seeding.
If he even gets one auto attack with Fist of Death, I'll be happy. Because I think he's going to die before he even gets to punch anyone.
Wait, does it count? Does he have to be attacking heroes? Does it count if he attacks creeps?
No, yes, attack heroes.
Mid lane, copy. Oh, he's getting attacked right now. This time around, we do have Morty's Kisses raining in from Ponlo. And there's absolutely nothing the Storm Spirit can do there. Copy suffering his second death of the game. And this happens as Erica and ZZQ are pushing in the tier 1 tower. I think that's the thing I've been most impressed by throughout the course of their games on Team Zero. They'll make these moves as somebody else is already in position for an objective. So immediately after you get the kill, you connect for the objective, open up the map. And this is, by the time you respawn, suddenly the map is, what, 20% smaller than it was when you were alive just now.
Yeah, and also something I didn't touch on because I got completely distracted by Fist of Death is the Beyond went for an Orchid. Russian Orchid. That was the Orchid reveal onto Copy as well. So that's something that he has to pay attention now to for the next couple of minutes because he's going for this Witchblade. They don't have save. Like, yeah, they've got living armor potentially once it gets leveled up by Fly, but that's not like a raw save like Shadow Demon or what have you. ZQ.
Going in towards ZZQ. Overgrowth is there, catches ZZQ and 7E, but there's no follow-up damage available from Nouns just yet. Gunner dives onto the high ground, throws the chakram forward, but at the meantime, 7E, he lassos back Yuma, but they need more support. All the heroes aren't here just yet, so they just end up losing the Omni Knight. Copy, still keeping things going. There's a boat flying forward. It doesn't crash into Gunner as he makes the escape with his Timbersaw. Team Zero caught a little bit lacking in the mid lane. They probably didn't think Nouns was as willing to dive them as they did. By the time they brought in the reinforcements, it was already too late.
Yeah, Nouns just made the executive decision there to just kind of send all troops towards that mid lane, and it's a good use of their timings there, just really kind of understanding that Team Zero, they just didn't quite have the respawns of the players in the area just yet because they had some very nice walls going up, and 70's been chased down by Copy here.
Does he die? He should. But they should try to give it to the finger. Finger! Okay. Yeah, we can save it for the next kill. It's fine. But I do like that they immediately went for another chain kill right after finding a nice little pick-off also on the map.
So they're going to go for more as well. Fly is starting to set up towards top. Doesn't have overgrowth, but with Gunner around, he's potentially in trouble here.
Oh my god. Wow. Whew. Okay.
What was that?
Yeah, that's some big boy damage coming in from Gunner right there.
Yeah, max chain, max whirling death, and a chakram throw out and
no,
back.
But now more damage going in towards this Luna. She's been silenced up by Beyond. The last time that they encroached in this area, they left behind this observer ward from Ponlo, and they utilized it to get this kill onto Luna, and they're not done with the chase just yet. Look how Beyond has been dragging this path. He knows he's gonna catch Gunner on the retreat. Lasso will be there. Arrow to follow it up. Do they have the damage? You bet they do. Beyond on a dominating streak. Another core kill. And although Nouns has shown signs of life, it's still Team Zero in the driving seat.
Yeah, this Orchid is paying dividends. Well, it's gotten them 3 core kills out of it so far here, and they're trying to hunt for a 4th for Beyond. Getting close towards that BKB here on the Conqueror, and they're just playing nice up-tempo. Not trying to fall all too far behind when it comes to Nouns, who have done a really good job at getting their cores into these good positions, but they've got to get over that hump, right? Like they've still got a few more of these items that they need to try and get here. So a little bit of this net worth they need to try and accrue back before things can start to look a little bit more even for Nouns, because the Storm Spirit as well as the Luna are very susceptible to this Orchid.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Speaking of the Storm Spirit, they were roaming through the jungle hoping to find a pick-off. They almost find 7E in fact, but he got away just in time. And now they're gonna go forward, looking for a kill. Gleipnir out onto Gunner, followed up by the arrow.
They need to try and get here. So a little bit of this net worth they need to try and accrue back before things can start to look a little bit more even for Nouns, because the Storm Spirit as well as the Luna are very susceptible to this Orchid.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Speaking of the Storm Spirit, they were roaming through the jungle hoping to find a pick-off. They almost find 7E in fact, but he got away just in time. And now they're gonna go forward, looking for a kill. Gleipnir out onto Gunner, followed up by the arrow. Holy base solar flare, boys. That's some damage right there. Nouns lose their offlaner in extremely fast fashion.
Why does it do so much for the Marauder? It is insane at how quickly that damage and the attack speed builds up. It just deals so much damage early on. It's basically like an amplified damage rune at 17 minutes into the game, and when you hit a Timbersaw with like a max range arrow into the Gleipnir, it is just so hard for Gunner to sit there and try and tank it, especially with only 1 level in the reactive armor. They're looking for more here.
Yuma left at the exact right moment, but they might still find Gunner. Oh no, the man's just respawned, y'all. Have some mercy on my boy. Top 8 at TI from the mid lane, all of a sudden finding himself dead back to back here. 1-5-1 in the first 18 minutes of this game.
Yeah, this is the problem I'm having with Timbersaw. It's like I don't know. It just feels like they're just not tanky anymore. Like they just have not been able to do it. This is going to be a good report though. They found Erica.
Do find Erica. The question is, can they do anything to Erica? Overgrowth was thrown out by Fly, but it's a retreating one. Copy already zipped himself out. They're leaving behind Layla's. Fly, can he get out? No, he cannot. Lasso coming in from 7E. Constrains the Treant Protector. Enables the double kill for Mirana. And remind me, Fluke, wasn't this the Mirana they went on to start this fight?
Yeah, and that's the power of the Omni Knight, right? He throws out a repel. She ends up going from, what, like 1,000 HP to like 2,500. Gets a full heal on top with the repel, and then it's just all over Red Rover as soon as you don't go on the Omni Knight. And you can just see that Copy thought this was a good opportunity, but without getting the Omni Knight, it's too hard. 7E.
Fire Snap Cookie puts him in the river. Copy's out of mana, so he can't actually chase him. He's still alive, and now Gleipnir coming back with the arrow. Copy taken out by Erica. No, Team Zero guys, come on, show some mercy. 13-5 right now in the first 20 minutes of this game. They can't even kill 7E. And because it's Omni Knight, guess what? Batrider's back to full HP, baby.
Yeah, they've got an Omni Knight, and they've also got this mechanism as well. They're looking for more. Oh, Beyond. All right. Forget about that one, mate. It's okay. Yeah. It's right. Come on, give him a tap on the back. Let him know it's okay. See, this is what I like about Ponlo. He was very aggressive with the misplay after misplay. But as soon as one of his teammates misplays, he's more than happy to throw out the misplay again.
You have to be an equal opportunity flamer, you know?
Yeah. Nobody is safe from the flame when it comes to the all chat. Especially a good line like that. Like these Team Liquid lines. They're very good.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Very good.
They're pretty good. Oh, well. 6k net worth lead right now. 20 minutes in for Team Zero. They're taking the tier 2 tower. And I just want to draw your attention to something, Fluke. They are aggressing with 4 heroes onto a tier 2 with no defensive vision around them without even taking the Aegis. That's how strong they feel at the 20-minute mark of this game.
Yeah, it's just like, how are you supposed to fight if you're Nouns? Timber doesn't want to fight. Storm's at the position where he just needs BKB because if he gets orchid, he's done. And same thing with Yuma. Like it's at the point where they need BKBs on their cores again. And we saw this from the previous game where you're just sitting back waiting for these BKBs, and then by that time it's like another 3,000 net worth lead for the side of Team Zero, and then you're just stuck in this one more item syndrome, right? Like it's going to be very hard for these heroes to try and get these fights back. Especially with how much damage this Mirana is going to do with her own BKB Nathan as well.
You know, by the way, whenever I hear anybody say one more item syndrome, that's not us, nah? I'm like, y'all need to pay us some royalties. we coined that shit, man. We were out here. No one was doing it before us.
It's just all those years, and a couple of years ago with DTI, it felt like the same thing. You know, the Troll Warlord hate. For a long time, he was the king of one more item syndrome. Guys, I need BKB. Okay, guys, now I need a farming item. Guys, now I need a damage item. Guys, now I need mitigation.
I remember we started quitting it because of SF, right? Because the early game we watched of SF, he was just owning everything, and then when people started to figure it out, then it's like, oh, he's sick. He's sick. Got the syndrome.
Yeah. It's just the way it works sometimes, you know, like it's these heroes that rely on snowballing really are like can just get themselves stuck.
Speaking of snowballing, look at Copy. Tell me, so how many at this stage of the game? How many galvanized stacks did XM have in that game?
I think like 13 or 14, probably more at this point. Like 21 minutes, I'd probably say like close to 20 plus.
Sadly, right now, Copy has 0, but there's a chance to gain some more. He found the Omni Knight. Okay, ZZQ, first target. And Erica, he pops his BKB with the Solar Flare, but still losing a lot of HP. He might need to just bail himself out of here. Done a lot of damage, but it's not enough. 7E Knight now held by with the Earth Spike, and they kill off this Batrider. Erica on the high ground. He needs to get out of here. Gunner's chasing him. Gunner gets on top of him. Gunner kills him. And now Beyond also in danger of dying as Yuma claims his life. 4 heroes brought down. Ponlo, the lone survivor, unless Gunner has another say about it. Timber chains into the base. Gunner wants to make this a team wipe. Gunner is tired of the all chat. Ponlo should be able to get out to safety. Maybe he drops a voice line on the way out. Nonetheless, Nouns finally with a great fight for them. 4 for nothing. 4,000 gold in their pockets. A 5k gold swing. But crucially, look at how much experience they get for themselves.
Yeah, literally perfect time for that team fight, right? Lelis walks in, he gets an impale on the Omni-Knight +1, and as soon as you blow up that Omni-Knight, he didn't get a single spell. Like, he didn't even get Pavasov, didn't even get a walk. So, that is exactly how you need...
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
It had to happen. It had to happen.
That's all right. When I saw that the Radiant, that copy got the Tormentor killed as well, I thought he died. Because I was watching on E2, but like, let's have a look at the replay here. Perfect impale onto 2 heroes straight away. 70 can't go into this fight, and as soon as the Omni Knight's gone, like, it doesn't matter for this Mirana. You're gonna pop the Solar Flare, like, yes, you will deal a lot of damage, but you can't stand and fight anymore because of all the glaives. Gunner's able to just freely walk around these fights because a lot of the extra disables and the extra damage had to be used to try and keep the Mirana alive, and then eventually he just takes over this game, and they just got to the point where they kind of just had to go. I think if they just constantly kept in this cycle of sitting back and waiting for like a BKB, waiting for this next item, then they were just permanently going to be behind. And I really like that as soon as they got this pipe out on Gunner, they decided to go. It's a big item spike for the Timbersaw. A lot of that damage gets mitigated through that pipe, and I mean, just perfect initiation. Like, you can't have asked for a better start for a Blink of Lion to get an impale onto the Omni Knight as well as the Mirana, without him even getting a single spell. So they have to try and utilize this perfect start.
All we need now from Lelis is to pick up the Blink Dagger so he can do that more reliably. And we've definitely got a ball game on our hands. Also just picked up the BKB onto Copy. So although they'll have this Aegis on the side of Team Zero, and this BKB is a really big deal. Kunkka suddenly does nothing, Snapfire does nothing, Batrider does only one trick. You just have to sort of wait out the lasso. So if you can somehow find a way to be able to play around the lasso into this Mirana, force her to have to retreat, this game is looking a lot better for the side of Nouns. And they also just picked up a BKB as well for Yuma. So the only thing that's left at the moment, once they finish this Aghanim Scepter onto Gunner, it is absolutely go time. Hopefully by that time the Aegis is expired and you can try and make a bigger play elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, I really like that Gunner's going for this build that just makes him tanky, right? Like, just makes him hard to deal with. He doesn't need to go for this, like, Sergeant Kaya, Blink, BKB, all that kind of stuff. Like, he just kind of needs to survive long enough, and that's why I think this Ags is such a good build-up for him, just being able to have that massive barrier that keeps regenning for them throughout these fights. Maybe that means that Erica just spends a few too many auto attacks trying to take him down, doesn't get him done, sets his attention somewhere else, and that just means that the team fight can go the way for Nouns. So really liking the build-up here for the Nouns gamers, and they're definitely starting to bring this game back. Only a 1k gold net worth lead now for Team Zero. Even though they have the Aegis, you're probably still not all too confident to stick around here for too long.
Look at this wild smoke that they took. They took the smoke, went through the Twin Gate, and they'll realize now that they've been scouted as Yuma pops out to just get a quick D-ward out. So they're sacrificing the tier 2 tower. They were hoping that someone was just lying around bottom. Not the case, but thankfully nobody dies. But the tower definitely goes the way of Team Zero. Another big item has just arrived. The Aghanims is now done for Gunner, but look at Fly. Fly has Blink Dagger. Blink Shot is... We've seen what the kind of damage ZZQ has been doing with this Blink Shot, man. This is no joke.
Yeah, and Fly is one of the OG Treant players as well, right? Like, he's a Treant player from a long time ago, so this is the old school way to play it. You rush this Blink Dagger, you get those big overgrowths, and just means that a hero like Luna, as long as they're close enough for those glaives to bounce, she can start doing a lot of this damage. And this is where she really starts to shine. We touched on it in the draft that she can have some issues with her kind of 1v1 scalability against something like a Mirana, but if the Mirana gets caught out inside of this overgrowth, that just gives the Luna that free time to continue getting these hits in. Yeah. And with no real good mitigation just yet to get out of the overgrowth, it's going to be hard for Erica to try and stand here and fight. Has to rely on Repel. Or 70 is in such a bad spot here as well. This is going to be a massive wraparound from now. So they just follow the couriers. Oh no, they're just signaling where they are.
They know exactly what's up. The initiation is coming. Ponlo and Beyond right next to each other. Copy grants the vision by going forward. Followed up by Gunner and Ponlo. Eviscerated in the moment. The Eclipse going out. ZZQ falling very low. And there's Fly with the overgrowth. Cancelling out the TPs from the Omni Knight. From this Kunkka and Beyond. He'll throw out a boat, get some poker around, maybe kill off Fly, but no. Gunner says, I have got overwhelming damage for you, my friend. A double kill for him. And Nouns have found a way back in this game. They've equalized the gold. They've maintained some advantage on the map. They no longer have to worry about being played into with an Aegis. When all these heroes come back, by the time they're ready, the Aegis will be gone. Okay, we've got a game on our hands. Game 2, baby. Nouns is still in it.
Yeah, that was a really sick rotation from them. And, you know, unfortunately for the side of Team Zero, those couriers just led them straight into where everybody was sitting on that high ground. And for Team Zero, you really want to try and fight on your own terms. You've got a Bat Rider, you've got this Conquer. You want to try and be the ones that are getting the jump. And if your Bat Rider's up, you know, farming towards the top side of this map and there's a big wraparound coming in from Nouns and they're the ones who get the jump, you know, Copy is basically able to pick and choose who he wants to go in on. These fights are just going to be all too easy for Nouns to try and get these fights because for ZZQ, unfortunately for him, he kind of only really wants to like repel his carry. And if it's Polo that gets gone on or himself, then it's like the repel's kind of like not really that worth.
Yeah. This is one of the few times that you miss, what is the spell called that they changed it to after repel?
Heavenly Grace.
Heavenly Grace, H Grace, yeah, you want that. Mid lane, beyond getting jumped on. I told you, once Lilas gets this Blink Dagger, baby, this game is gonna change as they bring down this Kunkka, chasing off the ZZQ as well. Omni hiding behind the tier 2 tower. Woo! Gunner is pissed, my friend. I don't think he's happy about how this series has been going. But he's making sure to get his revenge. And now Copy, he goes in, TP's home, zips onto 7E, but Ponlo's right there. Ponlo is applying the Morty's kisses, and Copy is dead. Lilas doesn't have a finger anymore, so he might find himself losing his life as well. And indeed, Ponlo grabs himself a double kill. Yuma sees 7E. 7E, it feels like he got a bit greedy there. Should have gone home. Instead, he's going to get sent home in a body bag. Followed up by Ponlo. Across the map, 4 Dire heroes die. They do lose Copy's life for this one. But in the grand scheme of things, a trade that Nouns will take any day of the week.
Yeah, Nouns are doing a beautiful job at just constantly getting themselves further and further ahead. And Yuma's just quietly been chipping away. Like, hasn't really been, you know, one of those performances from him that we've seen in the past where he has just been kind of the end-all be-all, but he has just been doing his job and getting very, very strong. And you can see Erica now is starting to run into these issues. And I touched on the fact that I felt like the Mirana is a little bit...
Yikes. I think he just needs to get out. Just get out. You have Shine on you. You have to pop your BKB. Just get out. Just get out. Also,
yeah,
looking at this Mirana, do you agree with this decision to go Butterfly instead of like going Daedalus? I feel like he's gonna run out. He's not gonna have enough damage relative to the Luna if he goes this build.
Yeah, it's... I mean, it's kind of one of those things where it's like if he feels like the Butterfly is going to get him enough of those auto attacks in, like he feels like I have Solar Flare, so I just kind of want to have as much attack speed and extra damage as I possibly can. I probably would like him to get a little bit tankier, per se, like maybe it's Satanic time for him.
Yeah, I was thinking Daedalus Satanic in that order.
Because I actually, oh yeah, he's got a Paladin Sword, so yeah, definitely is damage time, I think, right now. So I agree with the Daedalus. I think he's at the point now where as long... Because you got to think about the way these fights are going to go, right? Like for Erica, it's either he's the one that gets initiated on and he gets saved by ZZQ, or his supports get gone on and him having Butterfly or Daedalus isn't really going to change the outcome. So I think for him, he really should just kind of go straight for this raw damage and just try and be this nemesis in these team fights. So they don't want to have this gun of smoke, so they're just going to let Nouns have a tier 3 tower, it seems.
Beyond is coming back, throwing in some torrents. They do not have the Treant themselves. All right, I'm calling it right now. Treant Protector is tier support, seeing how this game has gone.
Probably going to be pretty highly contested, especially with a lot of these Shadow Demon bans. I think Shadow Demon is going to be like if you give Treant, you have to take Shadow Demon, I think. So... Oh
my gosh, that was so close.
7E. He blinked like right on top of him and just didn't have the timing there. If they were just a little bit faster, 7E could have picked up Yuma there. And if they pick up Yuma, like this game turns on its head once again. You know, like that's just a straight up free kill onto a Luna.
You know, I was talking to you about like my difficulty and bias for this series. Because I like both of these squads for personal reasons, but I'm very glad that Nouns is demonstrating that they have this kind of Dota still within them. Because I'll be honest, I've been kind of disappointed by their performances, but This is what I wanted to see. And now Leela's 2 heroes caught inside the Earth Spike. They're trying to blow up the Mirana. They can't do it just yet. Unfortunately, ZZQ is able to get off his spells, but ZZQ will die for this one. Mirana, very, very lucky to get out of that one alive. But Leela's, that initiation with the Earth Spike, man, this is what I wanted to see from this Lion.
Yeah, just de-warding up a cliff without really having the information about where the rest of these heroes are going to be. So it is a little hard for Team Zero to reliably get that de-ward going. But this is the one issue that I just saw in that last fight. You know, they were like, okay, we got the Omni Knight as well as the Mirana. Let's kill the Mirana first, and then we can kill the Omni Knight. But if the Omni Knight just survives a little bit longer than those instant initiations, then the Mirana probably gets out scot-free.
70 gets a lasso out onto the tree. They're able to get that kill, but it's going to cost one of their lives. Turns out that life is going to be Ponlo's. Easy kill for Yuma. And the thing is, you're now feeding this Luna. She's getting close to level 25. Level 25 Luna is no joke. It is very difficult to deal with, especially in a game where your Kunkka and your Mirana, their BKBs down to 6 seconds at this point. It's only the Bat Rider that has a fresh one. So with the in tandem with the Timbersaw, in tandem with the Lion, the Treant Protected, wouldn't be too difficult for Yuma to wait out these BKBs and then come in for the additional damage.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you get the Moonglaive on fired Lucid Beam as well. So it's like you just get a lot of this extra damage that comes in from the Luna as we get to the later stages, who usually is one of those carries that tends to kind of fall off as we get towards like the late game. But seems to now the way that a lot of these facets, talent trees, ags, ag shards, what have you, a lot of these heroes have a little bit more longevity. So it is definitely in a position where we are looking at this game for Team Zero, and this is kind of, I don't want to say desperation smoke areas, but this is like, they need a big kickoff here for this game not to look dire.
Yeah. Unfortunately for them, Yuma and Copy, oh, they're not taking the Twin Gate. Yuma and Copy are considering a Roshan because the big man is heading bottom. Gonna take a big trip, so if they can find this initiation, this could be huge. Torrent going out, they get the lasso out onto this Copy Storm Spirit. He's dead, but does have buyback. Will commit it to come back into the fight. Beyond his boat crashes out, but the main thing is the Coco Rum. These heroes are now really tanky, and Yuma, his BKB is finishing here. He needs to get out of this fight. He's gonna burn out though. Beyond is credited with that kill. On the back edge of things, Gunner's trying to chase around ZZQ, but he's realizing that his allies are gone. Copy finally comes back in. They kill off ZZQ. Fly, blink in, overgrowth on the 3 heroes. But do they have the damage? Copy jumps onto 7E by himself, trying to bring down the Bat Rider. And finally, with Yuma coming back, Gunner being in tow, they have enough to clean up Team Zero. It cost multiple buybacks. 4 of them in fact were committed. But, Fluke, they win the fight, and now they get an Aegis as a reward.
Yeah, they just survived long enough that the Solar Flare ran out there for Erica. You could see the damage that he was pumping out in that team fight, but Nouns, they just rip it. They just send those buybacks and they say, all right, screw it. We're going to win this team fight and we will be able to get that Roshan as well. The biggest thing for me, Gunner survived throughout the entirety of that fight. You can see here, perfect initiation from Team Zero. They get Copy down. He basically hits that buyback straight away. They want to fight here. The man mode that came in between Erica as well as Yuma, you can just see that this is the problem that Luna's going to have against a lot of these ranged carries. 1-to-1 is going to be all too hard. And then it's a Tidebringer cleave that gets the kill there onto Yuma. And then once these buybacks keep coming through from all of these cores, it is all too hard for the side of Team Zero to keep the sustain going. It's just too much of this kite. Too much of this damage needs to be done to Gunner that it is all too hard for them to try and get more of these kills. And with those extra lives being committed, it just means that they get a little bit more out of it. Now with an Aegis on their Luna, can they kill her twice? It's the question that we've got here for Team Zero.
I will say I'm glad that Mirana took our advice. The reason she won that man fight is because she went for the Chrysalis. So that gave her the additional damage necessary. If she had Daedalus, Yuma would have died so much sooner. But now, the dangerous part of the game has arrived. When Luna takes away your tier 3 tower and is just beating on your buildings. They're smoked up on Nouns. They're smoked up because they're expecting Nouns to smoke into them. But Nouns are being very reticent to leave their base right now. They're like, you know what, let's just chill, guys. It'll be okay.
Yeah, they're the ones with the buyback advantage though. So actually no, they pulled out on a lot of their heroes. So they have no buybacks. Absolutely nobody. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Kunkka brought out for a
Erica
full
now will
Mali.
have his.
Erica will. But
Erica
nobody else
and
does.
ZZQ will have his soon, but that's not that many. So I'm a little
Erica brought out
spooked.
again. Erica brought out again. Bought the recipe
Oh.
for the dateless.
Okay, so it's all right, Erica.
I mean, look, you're guaranteed upper bracket for the next part of the seed.
That's
Have
true.
some fun
It,
with it, you know?
it
Get
doesn't
some
matter.
dough.
Does not matter. So we'll see if this Daedalus is going to be the right choice or not. There is just so much damage coming in from Luna as well. Satanic and Daedalus now for Yuma. So this Luna has here critical mass.
Oh, they get the last two out onto this Luna. She does still have an Aegis though, so it's a bit of a dangerous target to be going on. Copy jumps in, trying to find ZZQ. Can't kill him off though. Erica puts in too much damage against him. Copy, can he get out of here? No, he can't. Erica chases him and kills him. And now Yuma, sort of isolated in the base, drops the Eclipse, puts out a bunch of damage. But without the control of the Storm Spirit, it might not be enough. Kunkka right now, also in danger of dying, but he pops BKB. He's still A-okay. He still wants to keep this fight going. Yuma rushing forward, looking towards 7E. This Bat Rider, can he get out? No, he cannot. Fly there with the overgrowth. And they end up finishing him off with the bouncing moon waves. No buyback available for the mid laners. And this has opened up space for them to take the racks, which is all they want. And we'll see if Nouns decides to leave. They're still sticking around for now. I don't know about this one. X marks the spot, goes out onto Gunner. Torrent will be there. Nullifier drop down onto him as well with the Morty's kisses. There's a boat that crashes through. Doesn't connect onto Gunner, but it does make him retreat from this base. Laylas, he will die trying to get away. Gunner? Man has no fear because he knows that Yuma is right behind him, putting in pressure onto Beyond and onto Erica. Both of them dead in the base without buyback. The damage from Yuma, the tank ability of Gunner, too much for them to handle. Ponlo trying to go out like a G, at least taking somebody with him. But they all say, nah fam, you're going by yourself. He's down for the count in the fountain. And Fluke, I believe this game is over, and so does Team Zero. GG, well played is called. We end the series 1-1. And Nouns will not go gently into the night. They demonstrate that they too can be considered a dark horse team at the end.